Today I'll be talking about the plant cell membrane. The eukaryotic cell membrane is a thin layer of protein and fat that surrounds the cell. It is located inside the cell wall. It also holds all the pieces of the cell. Think about a cell membrane like this, a big plastic bag with little holes that holds all the cell pieces and fluids in it. The cell membrane allows good things like nutrients to pass through and blocks bad substances such as toxins, while the holes allow things to move in and out. The cell membrane is actually not a solid structure. It consists of millions of smaller molecules that create a flexible and porous container. Phospholipids and proteins make up most of the membrane structure. Protein is found around the cell. It helps molecules move in and out of the cell. Phospholipids consist of a hydrophilic head, which means it mixes with liquids, and a hydrophobic tail, which means it doesn't mix with liquids. Phospholipids line up in parallel lines, creating a phospholipid bilayer. This layer makes up your cell membrane and is critical for cell function. In conclusion, the cell membrane's purpose is to keep out the bad and keep in the good, while also regulating molecules around. The things that function and make up the cell membrane are the phospholipids and proteins. The cell membrane is very important, and without it, toxins could invade the cell and molecules wouldn't be able to regulate. The red blood cell, aka the erythrocyte, is a cellular component of blood. Millions of red blood cells circulate vertebrates. They carry oxygen from the lung to the tissues. A red blood cell appearance is small, round, and biconcave. It has a dumbbell-like profile. The cell is very flexible and fits through extremely tight blood vessels. It is covered with lipids and proteins from the cell membrane. It doesn't have a nucleus and contains a red protein called hemoglobin that binds oxygen and protein. Guard cells are a pair of cells that control the opening and closing of the stoma. Both of these cells are weirdly shaped like a kidney or sausage. The wall around the stoma is thickened and rigid, while the outside wall is thin and extendable. Guard cells absorb water, they swell up, and the thin walls bend outwards. This pulls the non-extendable wall with it and opens up the pore. The loss of water has the opposite effect, shrinking the pore. The movement of water in and out of the cell is controlled by the transportation of potassium ions. Potassium is a positively charged ion in the cell. The red blood cell and guard cell both move things around. The red blood cell carries proteins and oxygen, while the guard cell carries around potassium ion. This is how they help the organism. The main difference of the red blood cell and guard cell is that the blood cell is an animal cell and the guard cell is a plant cell. Red blood cells move around the organism, flowing through the body, while the guard cell stays in place like pores on human skin. They stay put and absorb water. Looks-wise, they are very different. The red blood cell is round and biconcave, while the guard cell is like a kidney or sausage.